Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Baston, and joining yet again is Jason Juggling J. Ford. Jay, we had a big weekend of running, football, and plenty other things, but...
surprises, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
surprises,
yeah.
some things we just did not see coming.
Over the entire weekend.
The entire weekend.
Yeah. But we'll get to all of that after this message from our sponsor.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber-to-the-home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Now, Jay, as we all know, a 3-day event, the Bermuda Marathon weekend, started on Friday night. Bit of a change up in the lineup, but announced that night. I guess the explanation given, what happened was they had the wave of Triangle Challenge people, and then usually, as the program suggested, would be the primary school girls and then boys, and then right up to senior school, and then they have the adult race and then the elite race. On the night, there was an announcement made that they're going to have, after the wave, the elite race. First the females and then the males.
So they could rest.
That wasn't the excuse given. The excuse given was that they wanted a large crowd on hand.
For the kids?
No, for the elites. Because what they've noticed over the years is that when the elites, once the kids finish, they leave. And you know, it's because if you look at it, most people are only coming to watch their kids and their grandchild or the cousins and so forth.
Do most Bermudians know the elites?
No.
Do most Bermudians know the primary school or the youngsters who are running?
No, but they know that.
I'm saying, the people who's there, they know.
They know their person.
My point.
Yeah. So they changed it up, ran the elites. American won the female, and of course, Dave Martins won the male elite race.
First time ever.
First time ever. Got a chance to speak with both of them after the race. So let's get the interview with the two elite male and female winners on Friday night.
They're off. Once again. And here they come. Stride for stride. Stride for stride. Picarillo. Laserjack. McKee. And Theo finishing up strong. Number 12, McDonald. That's your top three.
In fourth place from in a time of 5:00 is Maria Leonard. 5:06. In third place from the United States in a time of 4:54.24, Catherine Laserchick. In second place in a time of 4:52.27 from the United States, Dana Mickey. And in first place, just 100th of a second ahead in 4:52.26 from the United States, Angela Piquinho.
Obviously, the conditions would be a challenge for you, but what did you think of the course?
I loved it. It was fun. I mean, the crowd is great, and it goes by quickly. Like, once you get down to the end, you just bring it down, and the crowd's bringing you all the way in. So it was great. I loved it.
Before you ran it, what did you know about it?
Very little, very little. So I just knew there were a few hairpin turns and a little bit of an up and down. So that's all you need to know. It's just a matter of competing and racing hard.
Well, obviously the finish would have been dramatic. Putting everything into it, was that your all?
Yeah, I mean, going down the hill, you're just like trying to stay on your feet and get going. So I was just happy to sneak in front of Dana. She's awesome. So it was a good race.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Written history tonight. Finding no good. The top woman. Deep quiet. Number 3, Dudley. Number 5, Jeffrey. Kimai. Theo on the course. Number 6, Pitt. Followed by Narita. We win.
Bermuda to be on the podium and winning this event. Years later, he's back on the podium.
In 6th place in a time of 4:44.69, Abu Kabedi Gariba. In 5th place in a time of 4:44.18, Andrew Pitts. In 4th place in a time of 4:38.63, Bitharu Dave Kamau. In 2nd place in a time of 4:34.16, John Donnelly.
Third's over here. Third's over there. Third. Yeah, third.
Gina McKelly Gabriel in 3rd place. 4:36.93. And now we'll revisit 2nd place in a time of 4:34.16, John Donnelly. Now let's see if we can't lift the roof off this tent over here to my right. In 1st place, in a time of 4:33, from Bermuda, Dave Minor. And the prize for the first local male, who is no questions, Gage Miners once again. It's Christmas all over again for Gage Miners.
Come over, guys. Come over.
Obviously, Dez, you wanted to come out here and put on a show, and you did just that. Please hit the performance.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was never worried about the time. I just say, yeah, look, I'm in Bermuda, I come get this win, compete to my best ability, put myself in a position to win, and I think I done that, and I held on the last 400 meters.
Were you ever worried going up towards the long tails of the position you were in?
Nah, I wasn't too worried. I found myself in the lead. I didn't really want to because I knew I'd be taking all the win. But I let one of the other guys take the lead, and I just sat on him and just let him do the work. But the win, truthfully, it didn't really matter because the win was coming in a crossway, so like everyone was getting hit. But I just tried to put myself in contention the whole way that I could win. So.
When you look at it, you say now's the time.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like?
I actually saw my daddy. I was like, all right, cool. It's time to unleash the kick and go. So it was kind of just I said I didn't want to wait too long. I wanted to get myself out of trouble, so I put in the kick, and then yeah.
All right, well, congratulations, boss.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you'll get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, Jay, there you have it. You heard from both male and female winners. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, proud. Anytime, the first, we're definitely proud.
Right.
But let's get back to the initial statement that you made. I'm sort of on the fence with this because I could see the elites going first to set the tone for the night, right? And have the focus being on the kids because it's a big thing for the kids.
Right.
But on the flip side, it's called the International Race Weekend.
Well, no, it's not.
Well,
They changed it.
It used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
It used to
Yeah.
be. It used to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So, my train of thought with that is that you're trying to showcase the world.
Yes.
But we're starting to see numbers drop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And I looked at the numbers in the 10K.
Down.
At one point in time, it was
Knocking on 1,000.
knocking on 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Half marathon, 325 plus.
The combined was, I think, 320 something.
Yeah,
Combined.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the marathon,
That's what I'm talking about. Combined.
Yeah,
It was what,
yeah.
50 something?
yeah, it wasn't. So, I think the organization, the organizers, gonna have to go back to their think tank. To me, it feels like it's being stagnant, but that's just to me. I'm on the outside looking
Right.
in. I'm pretty sure it's things being trying to improve or whatnot.
What my suggestion has been is that the organizers open up to suggestions, invite suggestions on what can be done to improve these things.
Well, okay. First of all, let's throw kudos first
Yeah,
with the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
Triangle.
yeah.
That was an initiative that I think that is definitely
It attracted a
It
lot
did.
more people
It did.
because
It
people
did.
wanted to accomplish 3 days of competition and finishing
and
3
people were
races.
doing it prior.
Yeah.
They didn't call it nothing.
No, no.
But they were trying to do it prior. So you got to take that into consideration.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that was implemented and it did bear fruits.
Mm-hmm.
But with the competition around the world of events now, and we've talked about this not only in other sports, but it's not much of a off season.
No.
Hardly any sports now.
Right.
So you're competing with other events at the same time in a different location with maybe better facilities,
Right.
better prize money, which is always
Well,
a carrot.
just you talking about that, I'm sitting here thinking, and my first thought would be the triangle people run them last. If you start the night off at 7 with primary school, by 8:30, the elites are run.
Right,
That's with presentation and everything.
right.
Then the triangle people could run. But what they're doing is starting at 7 with the triangle. The primaries are not starting until 7:30.
And that's the only downfall I have
Yeah,
because
the night drags on too long
Not only
for that.
When are these kids don't run 7:00 at night.
No, they don't. They don't.
As we know, to keep these kids, they can be quite restless.
And that was the problem they had. Well, if I was a coach, finding out that instead of running at now 7:30, I'm running at 8:15, or my athlete's running at 8:15. I've got a problem.
Yeah.
You know, but these are the type of things that need discussion. You've got under a year to work on it.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna at least say, you know what? At least they're trying.
They try it. Yeah, they try it. Yeah.
So you go back now and you sit down and say, okay, this could probably work and that can't work.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather be more upset where they haven't tried anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So even though this might have not been the ideal, at least they are looking to
try something different. Yeah.
And that's all you look for the
And
association.
one of the major things they have to work to make sure that the public is aware, because I ran into a person yesterday and they said, well, I came for the elite race and they told me it was over.
Well, to be honest with you, I think there have been, not only in this sport, but we talk about many other sports, is we have a new age called technology.
Yeah.
And we have a new age called even social media. So even if you're not trying to do the television commercials,
yes,
radio spots, I won't say it's a thing of the past, but there are other avenues if you are financially strapped that you can get your message out.
Yeah.
And I think a PR department needs, especially for this event, if this is an international event, you want this to be shown or advertised or posted.
Yes.
As we will say, and shared
to the masses. Yeah. And it's been a proven fact worldwide that these small things can actually work if they're put in the right avenue.
So, like I said, hopefully it's a work in progress, and we hope all the best for next year.
You mentioned it already. The 10K was the Saturday. Numbers were down, but you still have a male and female winner. And then obviously on Sunday, Front Street was the half and full marathons. You had Tyler Butterfield win the full marathon.
Good to see him back on the soil.
Missing out on a qualifying standard for coming out by 7 seconds.
But you know what? He will get there.
It's too late.
So that was the last one?
Last chance to make it. Last chance to make it. But it was funny because we had a chat after the race, and he says when he got to
was it on his radar?
Not until he got to, I think he said, the 21st mile.
Hold on. So up until then, he
was just running. And then when he looked at his watch and realized, hey, but he knew it was 2:27, but he wasn't sure if it was 27 flat or 27 something.
Right.
So he picked up the pace and came through. And he says, hey, I need a favor. I said, what happened? I need you to find out what the qualification time was. Was it 2:27 flat or was it 2:27 something? So of course I'm looking, I couldn't find it. So I got in touch with members of the BOA and we found out it was 2:27 flat. This time it was 2:27.07. So,
But also it was a weekend and nice to see Sean Trott.
Sean Trott, yeah, he was out on Saturday. Struggled at the end. I think a bit of the humidity got to him. Yeah. Chase Smith had a good weekend. He finished 4th in the 10K, 4th in the half marathon. And what I would say is that this could be a year that Chase does well. And when I say that is because he hardly ever finishes a half marathon.
Let me tell you, Al. Even with Chris Stornick, with the princess, who knows what Chris is going to do when it comes in May?
Right.
But I'm going to tell you, this would be one of the most exciting May 24th. If these fellas who are running right now, if they stay in some type of shape and even get even better, the likes of Sean Trott, Chase Smith, even Tim Price is still he's in there.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Chris, obviously, he will still be favored.
Right.
Who knows about the old man?
Hey.
He says one thing, but
Well, let's put it like this. We ain't seen him yet.
And that might be too conserved. That's 6 months, that's 4 or 5 months of age.
You know, he ain't got that type of. He said if he's gonna do something, he needs to start early.
Yeah, but he started running through the tracks
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
all in hiding.
Stuff that you don't see.
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning where you're at the desk.
Well, funny you should say that. Is that the first year Mike Watson won the May 24th race. He was working midnight at the Gazette, I think, and he would run to work.
Yeah.
Run from St. George. That was his training.
Nobody would see.
No, but if you didn't know who that person was, somebody out running this late.
Crazy.
But he would be able to at that hour put in the distance, and then all he had to do in the daytime was do the humidity stuff. You know, he worked on his heel work and all that. Mike was a smart runner. And his first marathon, half marathon he won, was through his smarts, not through anything else. He basically outsmarted Ray and Leon, to take the victory. So,
Leon Matthews.
Yeah. Any
Let
day.
me talk about some of these.
Yeah. So, and it was interesting to see Cal.
Burgess.
No. Oh boy, was it Cal Burgess? Sure, Cal Bean. See him out on Friday evening.
Okay.
Just reminiscing about back in the day of running. So
and he had a good little era.
Oh yeah.
He had a good little era.
So
I guess one day, probably closer to the May 24th, we could probably have a show to reminisce on some of these.
I'm not getting cobwebs up.
Yeah. That's where some names are there. And folks, if you are watching and you want to put a couple of names forward that you want us to research, Earl has all the memories of them because he played marbles with most of them. I just read the paper and came out and clapped. But let us know and we'll try to have a show. I'll probably have to question Earl's memory, so we make sure plenty peanuts. It ain't good,
that's for sure.
Plenty peanuts and what else will help you with your memory.
Memory ain't no good. Well, last week, the Bermuda Bicycle Association announced that Anton Gilbert had passed a UCI exam. I got a chance to speak with him, only to find out he was the only person in the course to pass this exam. Now he could be called upon by the UCI to officiate many international cycle races. He figures he'll be called upon in the Caribbean a lot more. But let's get the interview with Anton Gilbert.
Anton Gilbert, was just recently announced that you had passed a UCI course in the Caribbean. Give us the makeup of the course and what are some of the things you guys had to go through in order to get the passing grade.
So the Elite National Commissaires course is standard of officiating within cycling. That allows you basically to oversee internationally held bicycle races. Now, there's a level of officiating just above that called an international commissaire. These two roles, they work hand in hand at like some of the highest level races like the Olympics, and then what we call like our top tier events like the Tour de France, etc. So the course itself was 4 days long. It has exam as well as a practical part of it. It was 6 of us from a few different countries, all from the Caribbean. It was a review of the regulations and all those different things that are set out by the UCI worldwide that countries are expected to abide by when they host international cycling events. So throughout the course, we were looking at different case studies from some, again, of the top tier races and some of the decisions that have been made against pro athletes and, how, I guess, us as commissaires in training would, make decisions in those circumstances.
You were the only one on the course to actually pass the exam. What did you think you've done over the time that you've been involved in cycling that helped you get through this part?
To be honest, going into the course, I was probably the least experienced person there. And our races at our national level don't even scratch the surface of some of the rules and regulations that we went over. Things like being an official during a moving race and like being in a car and making decisions and all that with like a peloton of riders, as you call it, and a caravan following behind and regulating like motorcycles and everything that are supporting athletes. But as far as me being prepared, like I said, I was the least experienced person, and I guess, put my best foot forward, and it worked out for me. It's unfortunate the other persons didn't pass, but the course does have a 75% failure rate, and, it just kind of worked out for me in the end.
Now, with this certification, what does this allow you to officiate?
Most likely, locally, Peter Dunn, the president of Bermuda Bicycle Association, will be using me for, I guess, some of the national races. Also, I'd probably, if there's a need and I'm in the area, the UCI could call on me to referee or officiate at some other international events. I probably will be used more or less in the Caribbean a lot. I'm the only one in the Caribbean at the moment, I believe, that has this designation. So when we host GCCs possibly in August, I most likely will be the lead official for that event if Peter wishes for me to do so.
Well,
it seems like there's a new wave of athletes, sports fanatics, who are looking into the other side, off the field.
Oh yeah.
And the potential that's there to go further, the educational side. We've seen it now with the referees.
Yes.
Now you're starting to see this with Mr. Gilbert here. When now the region can call on you to officiate an event somewhere else.
Yeah.
Little small Bermuda.
We often, and
I don't think people realize how small
yeah, they don't. But you know what's funny, Jerry? This actually puts another stamp on something I've been talking about for years, and that is every time we have an event, we figure we need to bring in somebody who we can say is qualified. Now, that's not so easy anymore because we have qualified officials here.
And you know what? You saying that saves money for the association because once you do that, you also got to obviously
housing,
feeding,
airline,
and I want to even say work permit.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's needed for them because they're getting paid.
Yes.
So that money can stay here for the association or go towards prize money, which I think athletes will love that.
Yeah.
Whether they do that or not, but
right.
It's good to see that
it opens up so many more.
And not only that, I think it might even open up the eyes of somebody else to follow behind. Because always, when you have a trailblazer, that's what he is. It's a trailblazer.
Yeah.
First one.
That's it.
You're going to be first once,
that's right. Well, yeah. And you can only win once.
So
that time. No, for me. I only need to win once. That's it, it's over. But before we move on to the next, I just want to announce that Flora Duffy was named the 2017 Female Triathlete Cyclist of the Year and Runner of the Year.
You look like I'm surprised? No.
She weren't named the Swimmer of the Year. But she was the cyclist and the Runner of the Year.
You know what? Looking at her career from a distance, I would be surprised she wins it next year, the swimmer. Because it's something that the
what we want to call it, the fight in her will want to do that. Yeah.
She's probably she's overjoyed with the other two.
Yeah.
But you didn't? Oh, well, let me show you something.
And that will put fear in her appearance.
Can you imagine if she comes out of the water first?
Well, she really impressed in the final, coming out of the water second.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're doing catch up.
Yeah.
At least we get a head start on.
Yeah.
No, she's already. So it'd be interesting for next season. But even before then, I'm really looking forward to April.
April, yeah.
Yeah. So can't wait.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Now, Janai Parent Chief is in Arkansas in school. Had a tough 2017, few injuries here and there, was still able to compete, but says he's on the road to recovery. Got a bit of a hamstring, but he says he's working through that. Got a chance to talk to him about 2018 and what's his plans, and obviously he was one of the athletes awarded a Olympic 2020 Tokyo Solidarity Scholarship. So let's get the interview with Janai Parent Chief.
Well, Janai, Parent Chief, it's 2018. 2017 was a bit of a up and down year for you. But what are you hoping to accomplish in 2018?
My biggest goal is to really stay healthy and get myself back in the good. I'm having a good off season. I recently tweaked my hamstring though, so I'm sitting out this first meet and we're playing a Bayern. I'm okay to compete, but they basically said that they're trying to do everything to make me into a completely better athlete. So basically, me and Green sitting out a couple meets to get stronger to as much as to my fullest potential. Then that's what I'm doing right now. But get myself back going.
Do you feel as if you are now much stronger? You're listening to your body more?
Definitely. They have a good support team down here when it goes from the weight coach to sports medicine coach to my coaches themselves. They know exactly what I'm doing. Every day they have a specific plan for each individual, which is what I like. Rather than at my other school, it's mainly just everybody. They actually have more resources and more time to sit down and individualize everybody's main game plan, especially someone like me who has to prepare for more than one jump. They really have to take care of my body and help me to learn how to take care of my body more.
What's some of the things you've been working on in the off season to make yourself stronger?
Lifting properly and weights, just really being able to build back the weaker area, which is really my posterior chain. That's what I've been focusing on, and it's another reason why I kind of tweaked my hamstring, because it wasn't as strong as they thought it was. So now we're really focusing on that. So building that's going to help balance out the front part of my body, and I should be ready.
Everyone sets their sights on achieving something. What do you set your sights on for 2018?
Really just being consistent. I just want to have good, consistent jump sets over between like 220 and 225. If it goes well, even 230, just really want to be consistent. Even the triple jump, be consistent over 16, 20. Long jump, I'm not really doing long jump as much, but try to be as consistent as I could to 8 meters until I really start learning more about it. But I'm really focusing on high and triple right now, but it's still there. Main goal is really to be consistent. That's it.
Now, when you were in Bermuda, you were jumping off a natural ability. Coach Rohan had you guys doing quite a bit, and you were improving. But did you think once you go to the schools that you've been to, and now you're in Arkansas, that you can actually go higher?
I always thought I was going to go higher. It's just a matter of how much work you put in yourself. To be honest, the program out here has better resources for me to sustain myself and get stronger, which will help in me jumping higher. But to me, I think it's really just the amount of work you put in and how well you can focus. But I definitely think Arkansas helped me a lot. And when it comes to, like, I'm focused on how to run properly, all these little things, which I think is going to help me in the long run.
How are you making out balance in schoolwork and track?
It's much easier out there, way easier, because they have such a good team when it comes to setting up my classes, tutoring, structuring my time, study hall. It just makes everything much easier, and it takes the last load off of me when it comes to me having to remember so much. Even with track and school, they also help us with planning our stuff, organizing our syllabus. So when we come to study hall, what do you have this week? Let's see what you have do, and then they help us like that. So it's much easier. I actually had a way better academic year than I had in my last 2 years at Truco.
Well, Jay, I thought we'll save this for last. On Saturday and Sunday, FA Cup, second round matches. We said it, potentially upsets. We looked at it. We kind of said, there's opportunities for first division teams to beat Premier Division teams.
I won't be surprised if they did.
Right. We did lean on the side of the fact that some of those Premier Division teams would get the edge, but we didn't rule out them winning. Now, Saturday night came the match of Somerset, 8 o'clock. St. George's, Somerset. First minute, St. George scored. And then for 89 minutes was able to hold out Somerset. I mean, you start to say, you knew things are hard at Somerset, and you alluded to the fact that the Smith Rattery boys, and then realizing, hey, they won't be here. What do you do? Somerset right now are in one of those tailspins. When I say tailspin, you don't know when they come out what's going to happen. They started the season off bad, got a little bit of, stabilization in the middle. Now they're on the home stretch. They're out of all the cup competitions. It's now survival in the league. I honestly believe, and I've said this before, they have enough to get by this season.
Yeah.
If luck don't change next season, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, it's been quite a few changes up in Somerset. Not just players, but management.
Yes.
Dennis Brown coming back to the club after many years. A few years ago. Obviously, with Keyshawn, and then Keyshawn coming out. Seymour going back in. I don't think it's been as smooth as one would have liked up at the West End.
Right.
The talent they do have. But they've also come to, with a lot of other teams, some of the good players have gone away to school. And it's sort of hampered because there's a gap between them and the next group coming.
Right.
And that's the hardest part. I mean, we go back and talk about it, Earl. The 16 to 19-year-old age group is detrimental because once upon a time we had third divisions playing at a pretty decent level.
Right.
Prior to a junior level. So it was a junior, then the third division.
Right.
Or what became an alliance. And then, so that was a training ground for a lot of these. Now we're basically jumping from the PDL straight into first team.
Right.
And if your PDL team is weak,
you're
probably pulling down a younger team and you're searching for replacements or someone to sit the bench for your premier.
Yep.
PAC, I'll talk about PAC because PAC did go through that about 5 seasons ago. But then you look at the makeup of age of the PAC team now, it's quite young.
Yeah.
Like Sequoia's probably one of the others.
And Mark out.
Proud margin. And they're not even close to 30. So they have found a way, but they're PDL and they've been consistent. They've been consistent.
Right.
So I think this is nothing that's made a change overnight.
No.
We said that, and I think with the brilliant football minds they do have up at Somerset, I think they will be able to work it out because this is going to just keep having those age groups come up or nucleus of players coming up together.
Right.
That can, and all the way through, you identify these nucleus of players and keep them together.
Right.
Because as we know in football, we talk about it all the time. Center of the park.
Yeah.
Center half, center midfielder, center forward.
Straight down the middle, man. That needs to be rock solid. Yeah.
In every age group. So these are things. I mean, we're not privy to all the insides and outs.
Right.
We really could see what's on the field, but I think they have enough to survive. But let's go back to that game. One of the reasons why we felt that St. George's has a chance because they have a proven goal scorer. And I keep saying this. Anytime a team has a proven goal scorer, they don't need many chances.
And he took his first chance, first minute. Oh, she wrote.
So it's be interesting how many goals he ends up with this year. And he didn't really have a good start either.
No, he did. Slow start.
But he's banging them in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, And also on Saturday night, 9 o'clock at BAA, Robin Hood and Flanagan's. No surprise there. Flanagan's right now really, really need to, if they're going to push for survival of the Premier Division, they're going to need to consolidate, which I find it very difficult to do.
What did I see somewhere? I mean, did you go to the game?
No.
Okay. Timmy played?
Why would you be surprised?
Robin needs some players.
Well, no.
Shout out to Timmy.
Well, you look at it. If you feel,
you know who Timmy is?
Well, yeah, close to getting on. Go on to it.
See, that's what he said. See, Timmy, I'm just...
Timothy, you know that.
Timmy, but, I know. We went down with. I know, but I'm not gonna tell her.
But we talked about it. Looking out for injuries, making sure the players are rested. Since he's been back through after the Dudley Eve early in the season, where Jason Simons, the goalkeeper, he hasn't had a break. Right. So if the coaching staff is looking to say, you know what, we need to give him a break. He played over the Christmas break. Maybe he's got a little niggling injury. Do we really need him for this? Timmy, do you want to help out? Sure. Okay, fine.
Timmy can say that.
No, because he's a team person.
Yeah.
He's a team person. So if given the opportunity, he'll play, and he played. So, and if it was just to give Jason that small break, who knows? Timmy might be called on in another game at some point in time with an unfortunate injury to Jason. So you want to make sure that he's still got it in a... To be honest, Robin Hood would want to advance in the FA, but if they got knocked out, would they be that much upset? I don't think so, because they want to make sure that they finish as strong as possible in the Premier Division.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, when I say I don't know about that, what do you play the game for?
To win.
Thank you.
Yeah. But at some point in time...
No, you don't think that.
Yeah.
You don't think the way you go to the field.
As a coach?
No.
But as a player, players are different, but coaches looking at the bigger picture.
I don't want a coach to tell me that, be satisfied.
He might not. He might not come out and tell you that. But if you look at his actions and the team selection,
he's got to get fired.
Yeah.
Be satisfied to get kicked out of the FA.
No. We don't want to lose in the FA. But if we did lose, it wouldn't be a big problem for me.
I've been in the FA, and yeah.
You honestly believe they could win the FA?
I don't believe that. But I'm not on that team. Either.
My point exactly. So
I'm not on that team. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not playing football. Yeah.
So then on Sunday we talked about PHC beating Young Man Social Club 4-0. Now it took them forever to score that first goal.
Yeah, those goals in the
first half. But it's one of those things where it's gonna be one of those days. It's FA. It's a little windy. You don't know what's going to happen. And until PHC scored that first goal, probably they settled down. They were probably, I didn't see that match. Watched a bit of Dennytown and Wolves. So.
Well, I just, played down. We talk about matches like this. Sometimes, got to get up for some teams.
And that would have been a talk around Social Club. Yeah. FA Cup. Yeah. PHC. Big rivalry. Yeah, so...
Well, you said it was a rivalry. That'd be competitive to be a rivalry, Earl.
That was any fool. We predicted much more.
That doesn't mean a rivalry.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That means they just play at PAC. If we're talking about 1960 something, then you might talk. You might have a conversation there.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure the likes of Crackster and Gabriel could say this is not a rivalry right now.
If they show up to watch, yes, it is.
What's that? Odin? Shout out to Mr. Hodge.
Well, I just mentioned that game, Wolves and Dendytown. Now, let me just say, Wolves, who lost to St. George's 8-1 a week ago, do you realize they were only down 2-0 after the 90 minutes?
Yeah.
They conceded 3 goals in stoppage time.
But one thing came out of that game was the youngster from Dendytown.
It's happened before. I don't know why it's a big issue.
No, it is an issue. It is a big issue.
With who?
Period. I just the club has to take the initiative to either get treatment, sit down and talk to this gentleman. Earl, I keep saying this, Earl. Why are we expecting our young kids on and off the field to act a certain way when our senior players have a different code of rules? So I don't care. Once you put that jersey on, you are now obligated to that team code of conduct.
Right.
We talked about in the last show about kids going away to boarding schools and stuff.
Right, right.
They have to sign off on a code of conduct because now they represent that school.
Right.
And parents have to sign off on a code of conduct where they can't even speak out or shout out or.
Right.
But why do we in Bermuda? We have certain code of conducts for our senior players. But in the juniors, we're going to be very strict with them, and we're going to hold them accountable for all their actions, and then we're going to have this for
Because we're afraid to challenge adults.
Oh, okay. I'm just so it is a big deal then.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in a sense, yes. Yeah. Well, it must be Devil Chirac, because a player from your club one time took his jersey off and walked off and started the next game.
Of course. But I tell you, that would not happen with this coach right now.
No.
And that's been proven. That's been proven this year.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Let's go down to Garrison. Because I'm pretty sure if you stop by anyone wearing black, green, gold, and white, the Paget Lions beat up on Crossroads 3-1.
Let me tell you, Earl, I'm just going to predict whatever draw they get for the next round. The amount of fans that's going to show up.
I want Paget.
Because one thing about Paget fans, okay, when the gun is good, they come out in communities.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? Ord Road is empty.
Next FA Cup day?
Okay, I guarantee.
Okay.
So I am looking forward to see what the draw will be. If it's Paget and PAZ, you know what that would look like.
I want Paget Rangers.
And if you was Paget and Rangers, you know what that's going to look like.
Yeah. I was talking about Rangers. They held out Devonshire Cougars. 0-0, extra time 0-0. Kick from the penalty
I
mark.
told you, Earl, the late signing of Darius Cox was going to be very instrumental for. And remember, Rangers was doing okay without him.
Right. He brings more organization at the back, and he brings a level of maturity to the team.
And it's ideal for Joe Moore.
Yeah.
Because he'll understand.
Right.
Sometimes as a coach, coming from a higher level, or expecting higher levels, for a team that's probably not as talented, you almost gotta. But if you got a couple of players that understand, they can help the players to say, hey, you know what? This is what it's talking about.
Right.
These type of things.
Right.
But there was heroics of the goalkeeper, Sean Manchi.
Yeah.
Sean's been around.
Yeah.
Sean's been around.
Hates to play good with players.
It's one of those team players.
Done the same thing with Devonshire Cook.
Yeah. It's one of those players, he loves the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't really want to be in good. But when he gets in good.
One thing's for sure, Sean, when you're playing in good, you stay on the field for 90 minutes.
Well, I wasn't good that far.
Well, hey. He knows what I'm talking about because we talk about it. Well, that's let's move over to Lords in St. Davis.
Ooh, that got rough.
BAA 1, Boulevard Blazers 0. No surprise though.
Look at the goal scorer was.
Yeah.
He's a national score player.
Yeah.
So when you have quality like that, I keep saying when you have quality, things like that can happen.
But we said, our thing was, we're not sure which Boulevard team is going to show up.
Boulevard team is going to show up. You just don't know. It's not just the FA Cup. We find it every week.
Week in and week out, yeah.
One game they can be very competitive. From
a lot of it. I mean, if you look at it, they beat Dandy Town down St. Davis.
Yes.
You know what that is? Ace Boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat my Ace Boy. So then they draw with North Village, another group of Ace Boys, or guys we played with growing up and so forth. Yeah, we'll beat them. We'll be all right. We can beat them. And that mentality, once that game starts, it can filter through, and you find yourself in a lot of trouble.
BA for the most part is a very structured side.
Mm-hmm.
The talent is okay, but most of those guys are, they play within the system.
Right.
They do nothing really fancy.
And a team like Boulevard, basically what you try to do is keep the ball away from them. Make them chase you for a while.
Yeah.
Once you have possession for long periods of time,
They get frustrated.
they get and tired. Yeah. So
and saying that's where the field actually works against them.
yeah.
Because Davis is a big field.
Yeah. So in the final game, the Billy Boys went up Bernard Park.
Well, they was missing a few players, but in saying that, it's Bernard there's no finish.
Yeah.
And I think they got to a point where they just trying
Not got the 10.
Hey.
But
and for North Village's sake, what does this do for their confidence? It's the question, because in one aspect you say, okay, you know what, finally scoring some goals.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand is, look who you scored.
Right. The one thing as a coach you want to make sure is that you put a total package game together. The goals will come, but did we play a total package game? Did we dominate? Did we win the areas we wanted to win? Did we execute the plan? And if you fall short in those areas, you can't go home satisfied.
Because there you talked about, Robin Hood earlier to finish the league. North Village, I won't say that, they still want to be in that league. So don't rest on your laurels now, because you drop a couple of games.
You find yourself on the outside looking in. Yeah.
I mean, Devonshire Cougars, going into the break a little off. So, but they're looking at Robin Hood, obviously PAC, Robin Hood, Cougars, Village, Anytime. Somebody's not going to make it.
Well, 16's good.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it's I feel one of them might not make it.
Yeah, could be.
It'll
be interesting.
Well, I won't say one, because it's the top two, I think, are already going.
Yeah.
I think the top one is definitely out of sight.
Yeah. Rowing a boat by themselves. Looking on the horizon, see if they see a sail.
So, in saying that, and I got to, over the weekend, speak with an ex-player from PNC. And he's seen all the matches, and he's seen them the last few years. And he noticed a big change in the side under Scott. One thing was discipline.
Yes.
And what, obviously PAC is always expected to do good, but now it's a different level of expectation.
Right.
You should do good because of the physical attributes that you. And I had asked him, based on, because we always talk about the speed, the physicality of it, and I keep going back to the Ali Wilson days.
Yes.
Says, well, it's a bit different. It's a bit different because Ali was more like take these runs and, he's from that, but Morty's more of the short spurts.
Right.
Be quick.
Yeah.
Not being fast, but being quick.
Mm-hmm.
And which is able to help these guys because there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to beat you in a 60-yard dash, but I need to beat you in the first 5 yards.
Right. Yeah. And if you're fit, you could think. Yeah.
So, in saying that, 3 trophies already in the cabinet.
2 to go.
One's probably another, I would say 2 victors.
You can handle that one.
You can handle that one.
Yeah. And the 3 victories away from the other one.
What was the last time somebody took? And I think
That was Cougars when Dennis Brown was coaching. Yeah.
That was your Cougars.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking probably
2010, I
I
think.
would say 2010, 11.
Yeah.
So we get the, but it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So one team has taken all the trophies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see with the draw.
Well, yeah. Earlier today was the FA Cup draw. Let's get the draw.
Welcome to a highly anticipated FA Cup draw. I received a piece of correspondence back in September, I believe it was, may have been October, I can't remember if it was an email or someone forwarded me a blog about whether we have the structure of the FA Cup right. And it was really centered around the preliminary rounds, around whereby no Premier Division teams are entered. So the Corona teams and the First Division teams are pitted against each other in the preliminary rounds. And the question was, in a country of this size, is that the correct format? Perhaps we would give the lower teams a better advantage if they're just putting the foot from the get-go. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe that our Premier Division teams are afforded the opportunity to play in the Daliv tournament in the preseason, which gives them a kind of an advantage over the First Division teams, whereby in October and November when the preliminary rounds are played, they're probably a little bit more seasoned. And I think what we've seen now on Sunday is that when these First Division teams were now mid-season, had time to gel and had the opportunity to play against Premier Division teams, they've actually held their own. And I believe that this perhaps is the first time we've gotten to the quarterfinal stage of the FA Cup, and we have 4 lower level division teams in a group of 8. So very intriguing draw indeed, and to help you with the suspense. I've been getting a lot of emails and phone calls and WhatsApp messages asking me when the draw will be taking place. We'll get on with it. So
before you play draw,
sure.
There was some controversy on Sunday about the game at the RAC
Mm-hmm.
in terms of overtime or
Sure. So this summer, so my committee is charged as far as the strategic plan for competitions is concerned. We're charged with revising, revamping when necessary all competitions. This summer we looked at the FA Cup competition, and we looked at the benefit or not for having replays in the FA Cup. The benefit for having a replay, in my mind, is that over 90 minutes, a team is playing away from home and is able to force a replay. The benefit is playing that replay at home. Unfortunately, the way our league is scheduled, there are no available Sundays to host replays. And so unless you have a night field, you don't have that benefit of playing the replay at home. So we will be putting an extra game in the schedule in a scenario where we have limited night venues, we had limited officials for little benefit. And so during the summer, we restructured the competition, and all rounds will go into extra time and penalties. There will be no replays. Yeah? And that was pitched to clubs in the ACM in September. Yeah? Cool. So, PHC. North Village. Robin Hood. BAA. Paget. Dandytown. Southampton Rangers. St. George's. So these matches will be held on the weekend of February 16th to 18th. Southampton Rangers. We'll play North Village. Dandytown. Play PHC. St. George's. We'll play Robin Hood. BAA. We'll host Paget. No need for the night game though. It's the four games. Just play them on the same time.
Big game.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Big game.
Saturday night. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we have some intriguing matchups for the quarterfinal round for the 2017-2018 FA Cup competition. We'll see Southampton Rangers host North Village at Southampton Oval. That match will be on Sunday, February 18th at 2:30 p.m. We'll have Dandytown host PHC at St. John's Field on February the 18th at 2:30 p.m. We'll see St. George's host Robin Hood at Wellington Oval, February 18th at 2:30 p.m. And on Saturday evening, February 17th at 9 p.m., we'll see BAA host Paget. So we are guaranteed to see at least one First Division team in the FA Cup semi-final.
So I guess the common consensus is that within the VFA there's never been four First Division teams in the...
I haven't gotten an answer. I don't recall it happening. And so 4 out of 8, I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that. But however, I'm a lot younger than some people in the room. I've asked the question, I haven't gotten an answer, but it would be unique. And I mean, you're talking about half of the pool coming from a lower division, so very intriguing proposition for the competition.